Quote the hold steady, everyone's a critic and most people are DJs. I'm not a music expert. Hell, I can't even play an instrument or carry a tune. My name's Craig. I'm just a middle-aged guy in the burbs that likes to listen to good music and talk about it. That's what I try to do here. I hope you enjoy. Hey, it's Craig here. I am about ready to leave my house and head to Philly. I should be leaving New York City right now if things had gone as planned. I'd planned on seeing Inhaler at Irving Plaza in New York on Thursday night. However, Wednesday night, as I was just packing up my bag to leave, I got a notice that the show was postponed due to COVID, which is an improvement over what ended up happening with Courtney Barnett, where I found out that the show was canceled as I was on the train on the way to the event. So that's an improvement. But I'm still, all things go as planned, I'm going to see Geese tonight in Philly and Wet Leg tomorrow night. So two great young bands that I've talked about before, that I've seen before, that I'm looking forward to seeing again, going with my cousins. Also caught a great show last weekend, Sunvolt, which is headed by Jay Farr, and his nephew Jesse actually opened up for him. The background of that band is basically when Uncle Tupelo broke up, Jeff Tweedy went off to found Wilco, and Jay went off and started Sunvolt. It was a good show down at Levon Helms. Check out some of that, and I'll give an update from Philly after these shows. So it's not a bad drive from Albany, where I live, down the Northway, past New York City, through Jersey, and then on to Philadelphia. About a 4-hour drive overall. And then the Geese show was great. Johnny Brenda's I'd never been to before, and I actually got a chance to chat with the band a little bit before they went on, but here's some highlights of that show. Good show. Enjoyed the venue. This is the third time seeing them. It was the opening night of their North American tour, and I will see them again on the closing night of that tour at the Bowery Ballroom in April. So the next night I went and saw, for the second time, Wet Leg. First time I saw them in like a 200-person venue in Brooklyn, and they have absolutely exploded in the past 3 months. They sold out Brooklyn Steel the night before this. They've been on The Tonight Show, and it was a fun show. One of the highlights here, you'll see Rain, who's the lead singer, is about a foot taller than her bandmate Hester. And Rain knocked over her mic stand, had to use Hester's much shorter mic stand to sing, and then Hester ended up using Rain's, and it was just freaking hilarious. You'll get a kick out of it. show. So glad I got to see him. Unfortunately, I had 2 shows bracketing it in New York, Inhaler and New Dad, that ended up getting canceled. So, but still, what a great weekend. And I'll be back down here in just over a month to see Fonda and CC. Also, a quick shout out to Lowertown, the opening act. It was their first national tour, and they had great energy. They're one of those bands that I like a lot better after seeing them live than just straight up listening to their recorded stuff. So last time I did one of these, I covered the artists that I wanted to highlight for South by Southwest. This time I want to highlight some other new acts to watch, specifically the NME 100 that they publish every year. So let's take a look at some of those. So NME is a music publication out of the UK, highly respected, and every year they publish the NME 100, which highlights emerging artists to watch for the upcoming year. And just like South by Southwest, I'm anal about it. I go through, listen to all 100, then I down select to my baker's dozen. And that's what I'm going to review here. So here's my top 13 of the NME 100. Now, some of these we've already talked about, and I'm not going to go cover these again. Wet Leg, we just talked about earlier here from seeing them live in Philly. And then English Teacher, I've talked about a ton. Love them. But speaking of English Teacher, lead singer of English Teacher, Lily Fontaine, is also in another band that was named to the NME 100 called Eades, a project also out of the Leeds, UK. They just released a new album, and this is the lead single off of that album. Check this out. So that's Eades. But back to English Teacher, they recently opened up for the Hold Steady in London. And I ended up streaming the show, and there's an accompanying Zoom that I was on with a bunch of other Hold Steady fans. And one of the things I was doing is promoting English Teacher. People hold up signs and stuff like that. So I was holding up a post-it that said, check out English Teacher. What I didn't realize is that was being broadcast into the venue itself. So all of a sudden I get a text from English Teacher, and they're like, hey, that's Legend. Hold it up again so we can get a picture. So I did. So I'm glad they saw that. Speaking of English Teacher, who is on Nice Swan, the next up I want to check out is the Rills, who is another band that's on the Nice Swan label. Ton of great labels on there. Really enjoy them. Great sound. Take a listen to them.
Right into town on his bike, as sound follows the Pedal Creek bus, West Lincoln, Skinny's Wood. Right on his own tinny for the road, he's like an offie bandit, won't pay but he'll have it. Right into town on his bike, as sound follows the Pedal Creek bus, West Lincoln, Skinny's Wood. Moves up the hills, he's a city still, he's a ranger in all black, snapback for a cowboy hat. Lord's the light, that boy will ride through. Lord's no light, that boy will ride soon.
So they've got an EP that's coming out in May called Do It Differently. Check that out. All right, so last of this list that I'm going to highlight, and I definitely recommend you check out all of them. They're all great. They wouldn't have made it otherwise. You can check out my Spotify playlist or go just read the article yourself. But is an Irish hip-hop artist by the name of Denise Chaila. A little outside my normal musical genre, but it's just a catchy tune. Take a listen to Anseo, I think is how you pronounce it.
If you're looking for your Black James Bond on show, Spicebox remixed by Fela. Same moi, I'm not a queen, I'm a pharaoh, Shah. You're black James Bond on Shah. Spicebox taxi by the Centra on Shah. Sailor Moon remixed by Fela. Same moi, I am not a queen, I'm a pharaoh. Call CNN, NBC, Sky News, someone call the BBC. Everything's feeling CCTV, but don't watch, I'll give you some to see. Keep your gurus, I am not afraid of your juju. Can't touch my Shaka Zulu. My little brother could slew you with 2 good minutes and a little Google search. Realize that I'm woke, but I'll take a nice nap. Don't sleep on me, but I bite back. Run as Xanax, I don't lack in good advice. Even my vices can't hold me back. I've done all the side quests, all the sound checks. Vision is high res, racking up mileage. Everything I said, I still stand by. I don't know, I don't stand by. Check myself, I've gotta get my mind right. Can't be looking like dial up, I'm Wi-Fi. Won't stay courtside, won't beg a coastline. Pen is a gold mine, I am not inclined to stop now that I've started. Backtrack, sidestep, or half-hearted. Couldn't predict this if your natal charted. Can't navigate my stars and no one can par it. I'm your black James Bond on Shah. Spicebox taxi by the Centra on Shah. Sailor Moon remixed by Fela. Same moi, I am not a queen, I'm a pharaoh, Shah. Your black James Bond on Shah. Spicebox taxi by the Centra on Shah. Sailor Moon remixed by Fela. Same moi, I am not a queen, I'm a pharaoh, Shah.
So that was Denise Chaila, one of the artists that I'm checking out from NME's Hot 100, along with the Rills, Eades, and a bunch of others. Hopefully you enjoyed this and seeing some of the highlights of the shows I've seen recently. Maybe I'm introducing you to some new music. Maybe I'll see you at a show. Thanks. You can listen to this music on Spotify by clicking the link in the description.